Welcome to my channel, Sewing with Tay. Today we are doing a hand knit scarf tutorial. So grab your chunky yarn and we are going to jump right into the tutorial. So tools we're going to need is 3 chunky yarn skeins and some scissors. These are 8-ounce skeins and I got them from Hobby Lobby. So here's my yarn after I opened it up. I'm going to start with the slip knot. So if you've been here before, we're going to twist that yarn. We're going to flip it over on top of the working yarn and pull the working yarn through. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to do this in slow motion in a few seconds so that you can see it again. We want to make sure our loop is 2 to 3 finger widths wide. You're going to pull the tail and the other yarn to adjust. So here is the slow-mo. We're going to twist that around just like that. Take your loop, lay it on top of the yarn to your right. Then you're going to pull it through to make a slip knot. Just like that. So I did it twice. Hopefully you guys catch that. The tail is the short end. The working yarn is the end that's still connected to the ball. So you're going to pull both of those ends until you get your loop to be 2 to 3 fingers width wide. You're going to put your index finger and your thumb inside that hole and pull your working yarn through. So again, I'm going to give you a close-up so that you can see it and analyze it, because I know when I was learning how to do this, that's what worked best for me. So you take that index finger and your thumb inside of the loop and you're going to pull it up towards you. Always make sure you're pulling your yarn up towards you and not pushing it down towards the table, because then you're going to mix up your knit stitches, which are the stitches on the top of your sweater, with your purl stitches, which is the stitches on the back of your sweater. So this is what our chain looks like. I knitted 10 loops. So you see me counting to make sure. You want to make sure those loops are 3 fingers widths wide. So this is easy to do. So we're going to take our working yarn and you're going to pull it through and make a new loop on that last one. On the next one, there is a space where we made our previous loops, and we're going to pull our yarn up towards us through that space on the loop. I'm zoomed in so that you guys can kind of see clearly. There's a space on each loop where we made our foundation chain, and we are pulling our yarn through that space to just have a standing loop. So once we get done pulling this yarn all the way through, we should have 10 standing loops because we knitted 10 chains when we started. So this is what it looks like. This is the confusing part. So slow it down as much as you need to. But at the end, we will have loops that are standing up, just like this. And we're going to make sure that we have 10 of them. And then once we have completed this step, the next step is easy. We're just going to go into the yarn, inside that loop, and pull the working yarn through to make another loop. So using your index finger and your thumb, we're going to reach through the loop and pull the working yarn through to make another loop. And you basically repeat this process the entire scarf. So in some projects, they will tell you how many rows you need to knit. But for this particular project, I knit my whole entire skein. So I did my entire orange skein, and then I did 4 rows of a solid color. Then I changed it to a brown color. So then I knit that entire skein, and then I did 4 rows of another solid color, and then I knit the entire skein of my last one. So I put in the supplies that you need 3 skeins, but it's kind of 3.5-ish because I added 2 rows of white stripe into my scarf. But I'm not going to tell you how many rows to knit in this project specifically because I literally just knit the whole thing. So here you'll see me tying on my chunky yarn that is white. This will be my stripe. And I just knit my orange yarn until it ran out. So you'll see when I get ready to knit the loops after I've added on the yarn, I have a white loop on the end because I didn't have enough fabric to finish I didn't have enough yarn to finish the row. So once I have tied it off and connected it, I'm just going to continue knitting the same way I have, using my white as a little stripe, a little accent into my scarf details. Okay, I'm going to wrap up my brown skein, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my ivory in. And this is me tying off my orange, which is the last color in this yarn set. You don't want to knit all the way down to the end of your yarn. If your garment is 20 inches wide, then you want to make sure you have about 40 inches, so double of yarn left, so that you can cast off. Cast off is how you finish your knit project. So now this is how we cast off. We make a new loop. The new loop goes over the next one. New loop, over the next one. So we repeat this process all the way to the end. So you make a new loop, take that new loop over the next one, and then pull it through to make a new loop. And there's a little slow-mo in here so that you guys can see a little closer. New loop over the next one, take your working yarn, make a new loop. Take that new loop and then put it over the next loop. And we basically repeat this process over and over again until we get to the last loop. So I'm doing a voiceover. I'm trying to let my hands catch up with the words that I'm saying. So I'm going to give it a little pause, and then we're going to get into the last step. So when you get to your last loop, you're going to take your new loop, just like this one here, take it over that last loop, and then you're going to pull your working yarn all the way through and then give it a nice little tug to pull it tight. All right, here is our final look. In hindsight, it could be a little bit narrower than 10 loops, but I think it came out super cute and it will match my sneakers. I cannot wait to wear it. Make sure you guys tag me in any hand knit scarves that you make so that I can see them, and make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when I'm making new videos. But until next time, y'all, bye.